Like I said earlier, not the start they wanted, but 5-2 in their last 7, and things are clicking for the maroon and gold.
Giving away pucks, that's something that Ohio State emphasizes with Max Montez, and there's the aforementioned James Hong. Back to Montez, dropping to Burnside. Burnside, the high shot, grabbed by DePasquo. 162 pounds, 13 points in 17 games for LJ Mooney. Caron the shot, whipping out that pad was DePasquo.
So 4-on-4 hockey will open up play as got a couple sinners sitting in the box right now.
McBrayer there was the outlet now. Winding up, Max Montez, he can wheel. Lutke in pursuit, gives to Hong. Hong the shot, scores! Dribbles in, Ohio State finds the first one.
This puck back, drops it to Hong, who builds up speed as Minnesota was going through a change in the neutral zone, dishes over.
Zemer and Lamb trying to hold in, they do so. Eberle funnels it up the wall. There's Lamb to seal the wall. Middlestat, the quick release. Zemer drives it, scores! There's the lightning quick release from Brody Zemer. It's a power play goal, and Minnesota has leveled the score.
Unbelievable how quick he was able to release this puck. Eberle shrugging and going down a little to the left there. Beats him high to the stick side. Catches this puck on his backhand.
Right away, he said Brody Zemer. I said, why? He said, that release. We just saw it. Thompson now to Caron. He's got a step. Felix Caron, the high shot, shouldered away there by DePasquo. Gordon to his left, but Mason Moe with that long reach, breaking things up. Moe to Lamb. Lamb cuts in. That shot, it's in. Minnesota squeezes it in.
That went off the stick of Teddy Townsend. Take a look here again. There was Moe, so Moe probably last touched it, is what they're saying on the left side of the goal here. And that's a tough one for the Buckeyes to swallow.
Smith redirection there from Thompson. Wow, difficult one there for DePasquo to follow right after.
He's an NHL player. What they want from him is, can he be an NHL player through the neutral zone?
Beckett Hendrickson brings it off the post.
Into, even spreading that puck more. Can he increase his speed?
On the rebound, there's Beckett Hendrickson from his knees. All of a sudden, it's a 2-goal advantage for Minnesota.
We talked about the tenacious nature of Beckett Hendrickson. Gets hit here. Where does he go? You go to the front of the net. You go to the areas where you're going to get hit. One of the wingers should give Mason Moe a stick. I mean, kind of through the sequence of events, Mason Moe is more important than the left wing or the right wing.
Shoved in front, and it's Felix Caron through the 5-hole, cuts the Minnesota lead to 1.
Felix Caron's been impactful all game long. We talked about his skating. Pops out in the high slot there to make himself an option on this play. And then he's going to go right down the slot area and is collected. It's been a tough goal. A lot of close calls. You made mention the 1-goal games. Can they get this over the hump? 20 minutes to do so. See, I find this to be a confusing face-off setup for Minnesota. I'm surprised that Rombach's back in that position there. Because all the ties, just like that, are auto wins for the opposition.
Here's Montez in front, bangs home the rebound. Max Montez has evened the score for Ohio State.
Fires this one back to the defender, who actually fumbles it, but then has his head up. What a nice, deft pass there.
Pushed ahead by John Whipple for Townsend. Gives Minnesota a chance to change on the fly. Hendrickson the steal. Spots Brody Lamb. Lamb has a step. Lamb in on the rebound, scores!
The captain makes a big play when they need it most. Turnover there, transition by Beckett Hendrickson here, and Brody Lamb is going downhill. Tries 5-hole, collects the rebound. Not much Eberle can do on that. He does a fine job in the slot, but yet below where the forwards would be.
Carabella stripped of the puck. Empty net for Ziemer, and that's a winner for the University of Minnesota. They make it 5-3 with 1:21 to go in regulation. Hong on the point, ricochets off the skate of Gordon. Another empty net goal for Minnesota. This goes to the freshman Javon Moore.
Big for confidence. All of a sudden you can graduate a player like Javon Moore from, playing a little bit more offensive than he has been able to in the first half of the season. That's a big deal for Minnesota. He said, hey, look, I'm happy with how things are going. However, if one of these guys wants to take the ball and really run with it, or take the ball, and run with it, he would be happy with that as well.
There's Jake Carabella, first to that puck on the forecheck.
Often leads to a zone exit when you're trying to keep it in the zone and keep that power play churning.
Caron inching in, redirected in. Little bit of a luck. Ohio State will take it. It's a power play goal and a Buckeye lead.
Well, the Buckeye power play is keeping some zone time here. Caron's trying to hit the bumper play, which was...
Gordon wires it along the wall. Lucky now begins the breakout. Big Javon Moore, number 27. Now a little burst over the line, gives to Pritchard, in, shoots, scores! Pritchard answers back for Minnesota.
And we're about to show you a nice little piece of work here. A big body, known for his physical attributes. A lot of dexterity there. Is it the forearm, the hand, or the wrist? Something like that, kind of cradling.
He could be blindsided there now. In the meantime, L.J. Mooney motors forward. Mooney to Ziemer in front. Mason Moe, little backhand. Thank you very much. That's a good-looking goal.
On his strike from Pritchard, and then L.J. Mooney passes his puck as hard as some players shoot it.
Just the second game this season where the Buckeyes have trailed after the first period.
That's interesting, given their struggle to get across the finish line. Their starts have been.
Minnesota now. Pritchard unable to clear it. Montez on for Hong. Hong still patiently holding, trying to wrap around. Hong finds space, and Ohio State has tied it. Second goal of the year for James Hong.
Minnesota tries to clear, but the Buckeyes stay with it. This goes to Max Montez in the slot there, who handles it off to Hong, who beats the netminder to the far side. They tried to wrap around 3 times in the first period, unsuccessful. The quick
during this man advantage. Here's L.J. Mooney. Going for a little skate, looking for any openings or open players. Mooney, there's the open players. Ziemer. Oh, and that's magic. Mooney to Ziemer, power play goal, and the Gophers grab the lead again.
You've got 1 set of eyes, 2 sets of eyes, 3 sets of eyes, then 4 sets of eyes basically watching him. That allows Ziemer to go unattended high in that slot area. Finally, Montez sees him at the last moment, and it's too late. Great vision and patience shown by L.J. Mooney. Look at that, just a gaping net.
Pass to Caron, there's Burnside, buries it, power play goal, Buckeyes have tied it.
Tremendous puck movement by the Buckeyes and doing a nice job of retrieving pucks after a shot. They hold on to it here, distributed out wide, and that pass was magic.
Chased down by Deckut, and away with the puck is Sam Deckut. Nathan Lewis cuts, gives to McBrayer, redirected in. Backdoor goal, it might be Ryan Gordon. Either way, the Buckeyes grab a big one.
Well, this is the second time they've had a very fruitful deflection as we watch speed built through the neutral zone. They bring that puck to the net and good things will happen. Whipple really doing everything right here. An unfortunate bounce for him because he was using his body perfectly, boxing the player out, trying to let Airy see this puck.
Ohio State trying to take advantage of it. Off we go in the final period of regulation. Speaking of off he goes, look at L.J. Mooney. Keeps this attack alive. Whipple is on him, making sure that he doesn't take a penalty. Here's Jimmy Clark, 2-on-2 for Minnesota. The trailers, Hendrickson. Hendrickson to Jimmy Clark. The wraparound attempt. Jimmy Clark shoves it in. Answers back for Minnesota, and we're tied at 4.
Really not getting rewarded to the degrees he's been contributing to this Gopher team. Picks this one up out of a pile and gets moving with some speed. Sells inside. Nice drop to then give him some separation. The defenseman had to react to that.
That cut pushed down by Whipple. A little bit of an opening here. Javon Moore. Brody Zemer streaking in on the backhand. Tucks it in through the 5-hole. Brody Zemer in Minnesota, they've got the lead back.
On Brody Zemer, but love what Minnesota does through the neutral zone here. And it's Javon Moore's pass that sets this things up, seams it perfectly, gives Zemer an opportunity, and he goes 5-hole. Shows that he might go to the far.
Isley for Wise, Cooley in across that line. There's Isley, pounces on it, bangs it by Airy.
Goal lead does not last for long. Wise comes in with speed, sends this one around, and the battle ensues.
5-point weekend. 5 goals on 19 shots for the Buckeyes. 2.5 to go. Montez loses the draw. Next stop, overtime here on the Ohio State campus. Here we go in overtime. Tied at 5. Burnside will take it, revving up the engines. Off the boards is Carabella. He takes it. Carabella fires, scores! Carabella, overtime, game winner, Ohio State.
Center Horkoff and Malcolm Spence. Martone on the right wing with Daniel Russell, the veteran, on the left wing up front for MSU, and we're underway in the latest chapter and installment in this great rivalry. Russell brings it in onto the stick, and right in front it came to Stramel, and Ivan Kovic had to be ready, and Geary with a chance.
Luca Fantilli. And the early chance, Charlie Stramel on the backhand.
One of 15 drafted Michigan State players named to the Swedish World Junior team earlier today. Spartans Van Sagi down there trying to get a shot towards the net. You're working up now to Barnhill. Barnhill sticked away by Ivan Kovic. Ivan Kovic, 15 wins, leads the country. Expected to be part of Canada's World Junior team. Centering attempt there. It bombed the stick, though, of Josh Earnesty. What a season the big man Earnesty's having.
He scored 1 goal last season, came on the opening weekend of the season. He's got 9 already this year, leads the nation with 3 shorties.
One-timer, they score! What a setup, and it's bombed in from the right circle, and Michigan draws first blood. An absolute missile. Malcolm Spence and Michigan have a 1-0 lead.
Well, we talked about all the first rounders. How about a little love for one of the second rounders? Michigan hard on the forecheck. The creator turnover. Horkoff to Hage across. They get moving east-west. And Malcolm Spence, second round draft pick of the New York Rangers. He wires in his 6th of the season. Each part of that group as well.
So Michigan on the power play didn't get a shot. That was their first shot in the game. Here's Horkoff from distance off the right pad of Trey Augustine. Will Horkoff and all his accolades. His dad, Sean, was a terrific, I mean a terrific 4-year player here at Michigan State. Will is carving his own path, and man, is he ever carving one. First round draft pick of the Pittsburgh Penguins this past summer. Now Michigan State trying to get something going. Schock in there, steered away by Ivan Kovic. Drew Schock, his dad Harold, a former Michigan player, is in the building tonight. Up top to Rayo Mullen. Now Park. Cross ice look good. Reed, good stick. They got Lindstrom out of the box. He'll take it at the line. Lindstrom in, shoots. Ivan Kovic made the stop.
so noisy and raucous here. Everybody in the Michigan bench is yelling, watch the guy coming to the box, watch the guy coming into the box. Well, it's Caden Lindstrom in from the angle, left shot on the left side. And Jack Ivankovic, as he's done so often this season.
Now Russell. Baskell takes a look. Riker lead. Back to Baskell. Snaps a shot. Knocked down by Ivankovic. And that one bounces off the top of the boards. And Michigan with 7 shorthanded goals as a team. That leads the country. And Tilly back to it. Russell in there with a bit of a challenge. Wins the puck battle. Got it out front. Martone just didn't get much on that. Special breed to do that. Ernest now got it back to Moldenhauer, who's having a strong season now, wearing that number 9. Tried to go over the shoulder there, blocker side on Trey Augustine. Now Hughes trying to get a handle. Valentini can. He spins down to the ice. 2 Spartans go down. Now they get it across to Rayo. Mullen shoots. Back in behind the net. That one went. And I think it deflected up and out.
This Keaton Draper, who played with him for 6 years.
Yes, he said the same thing to us. On Tuesday, we visited with both sets of players, 3 on each side, and yes, he did. This one kept him fired in. Ivankovic named to that World Junior team along with this guy, Cole McKinney. Left it now for Drew Schock. Back to McKinney. McKinney plays it off. Chance for Park. Knockdown. Rebound chance. That one fired wide by Garrett Shifsky. You heard Baskell down there. Wheel. He yelled there to Colin Ralph, and out at center now. Tiernan Shouty. Valentini came away with it. Now Jaden Perron has got a sick pair of mitts. That one off the left pad of Augustine. Now Horkoff. He's going to fling one into space for Spence. Knocked it down with his glove. Smart play from Will Horkoff, the Pittsburgh Penguin first rounder. Cross ice look. Fantilli shoots, and Augustine got a piece of it. Knocked it down. Fantilli now with under 40 seconds to go in the period. Played it on to Duke. Duke, one-time chance there. That's Spence, same area that he scored him on the only goal of the game. Thrown out off the goal pad, the right pad of Augustine.
Were Ernest, Draper, and Aiden Park. So the so-called big guys don't score. You know, there's still lots of balance.
Just the 4th first period goal that they've given up this season. They've been lights out in the opening period, 24-3. The numbers, 20 scored, 3 against.
Has never had to leave the mitten to play hockey, honey baked, NTDP.
Yep.
Now Michigan State.
Has to make a save on cue.
Grand Rapids next. And
yep. Travis Shouty, the twin brother of Tiernan, started that play wearing number 5 inside of his own end. O'Connell now slowed up by Fantilli. Caden Lindstrom gets away from Horkoff. Lindstrom shoots that one up high off of Ivankovic.
Regular season series. I think we'll see both.
Yep.
A 5-4, a 6-5 game, and a 2-1 game.
Yep. Spence knocked that down. Hage up top to go. Fantilli, cross ice they go. Horkoff, one-timer. Traffic in front of went in. Michael Hage was in front. Will Horkoff from just inside of the line.
The rule has changed this year, but you still cannot have your stick above the crossbar. Is there contact with it?
After coach's challenge, it was determined that the puck was struck above the crossbar.
Moves it off on the wing. Valentini and under the gather it in. Now Stramel ahead for Russell. Russell has Martone. Border Martone back to Ralph. Shoots, and Ivankovic got a piece of that one. Park patiently works his way down. Punch down, and a chance there for Tyler Duke, and he just couldn't get it onto his stick and past Augustine. There was room there.
Since 2022, Wolverines with a pair, Spartans with 2. Remember Ron Mason saying, man, I don't know if, you know.
Dakota Rayo Mullen. Here's a pass ahead for Jaden Perron. What a play in, and Augustine right there. Oh, a timely stop from Trey Augustine.
And Jaden Perron knew what he was doing with puck before he got it. He saw Moldenhauer with his speed heading for the net. Moldenhauer recognizing, I'm going to get in tight in a hurry. Or their preliminary roster. Nothing says the holiday season like the World Junior Championships, does it? Michigan has won a couple in overtime, and this has 1 goal game written all over it.
Look at Manisto in. 10-on-10 crime nearly. Shocked at everything he could to stay with him. The door on the flying fin.
And Toby Modisto, to me, exemplifies the role acceptance of players on both these teams. He comes into this game on the so-called fourth line. He's already got 6 goals this season, 4 total, his first 2 campaigns.
I struggled to get through it. Obviously not doing that anymore, but here's a lead feed now ahead. Laid back, here's Park, who's had a big night. Park shoots, and he scores! A bullet up top!
Aiden Park up the ice. And 2 passes, and they spring Draper. He dishes back to Aiden Park. Very patiently swings wide to get around the defenseman. Some coaches would say, okay, I'm going to keep a couple defensemen out there. We're up 2-0.
Here's Perron now. Hughes. Back to Jaden Perron now. Perron shoots, they score! Jaden Perron, it went in down low, gets by Trey Augustine with 3:30 to go in the game. And Michigan 1 for 4 on the power play, and they make Modisto and the Spartans pay.
Forward, back at the point, and look at the traffic. Michael Hage is there. Valentini off to the side, and Trey Augustine has not seen 2 of the 3 that have gone past him now.
Now here comes Lee back the other way with 25 seconds to go now in this game. Riker Lee. Good defensive work by McKinney. Here's Gary with a shot. Getting a piece, and that was Ivan Kovic. Back end of the home-and-home series. First 2 meetings of the regular season between the longtime bitter rivals. O'Connell in there. Earnesty protecting the puck. Shouty's in there. The linesmen are going to have some work to do here. Get everyone separated here.
Obviously knocked off the #1 ranked Michigan State team a couple weekends ago.
Yeah, Pulver, the transfer from Minnesota State, comes over after, as you alluded to, just 1 game last year. Daniel Hauser, the freshman, had played as that puck is not cleared. Zach Schultz holds it in for the Badgers, sends it across for a shot from Botterill that's saved by, along with Knubel, the 2 Coles, able to cash in for 3 goals last weekend against Merrimack.
Yeah, it was Cole Brown who really upset the play. Real nice forecheck. I talked about his physicality, and that's what head coach Brock Sheehan loves about him. You know, he's obviously got talent, good hands, but he's got a little bit of a mean streak in him.
Here's a shot in deep, and the Irish score! In the opening minutes, it's Evan Werner who lights the lamp, and the Irish strike first.
And Evan Warner, he's got 6 goals on the year now, and really nice passing play because there's plenty of red jerseys back. It was literally a 3-on-4, and somehow Evan Warner finds the seam. Nice play here by Mazzotti, the big man, who kicks it to his stick, gives it to Warner. Yeah, I mean, whenever you transfer, you have to get used to the culture. You got to get used to the campus. You got to get used to the school. And I think they're feeling a little more comfortable now, especially in
carried out. Sophomore wears an A for the Badgers as he carries it through the neutral zone and sets the offensive rush. Kemp will just glove that one before it goes by and take a whistle.
Well, yeah, and the jump the Big Ten has taken. I mean, it's always been a solid conference. Everyone's known that, but it just seems to be elite now.
Yeah, everybody is in business right now. It's why you look at Notre Dame 0-6 on the year. I'm not sure how you're supposed to evaluate them because their losses have come to some of, if not the best, few teams in the country. Yeah. As Henry Nelson drives one and Pulver fights it off. And they play Michigan State and Michigan already. Now they're playing Wisconsin. So when tonight or this weekend is over, 8 of their 6 or 6 of their 8 games in conference will have been against the top 3 teams in the entire nation. Bell sends it back down for Slaggert. Gets it across for Fleming. He's got room. Maddox Fleming shoots. Tipped by Fisher and in! Notre Dame has their 2nd goal. It's Paul Fisher on the redirection.
On the boards. Nice pass by Slaggert. Across the seam to Fleming, who had filled in for one of the defensemen, Paul Fisher. Guess where that defenseman was? Right in front of the net. Paul Fisher, a deft little redirection. Watch here, right between the legs.
against Michigan State in their most recent series and went on to win 5-4 against #1 team in the country on the road. So they're on the road again. And Cole Knuble sets up Cole Brown, whose speed hit a skate, comes back to Brown, across to Fisher with his head up. Great block that time by Schultz. Gets in the way, and it's cleared out for Finley. And here he comes on a breakaway. Backhand, scores! What a finish by Quinn Finley, and the Badgers are back within one.
Well, give a big assist. They get it going the other direction. Fisher, with that shot, gets blocked. And he also poked at it. He might get an assist on this play. Then the stretch pass to Finley. I believe that was Gavin Morrissey who put him off to the races. And a nice move, big forehand, go backhand. Puck was on edge, and nothing but net.
Irish scored 2 in the first, and then Quinn Finley here in the second. There's a feed dropped for Brown by Kumlin, intercepted by Montgomery. Chance to go on the break again. Here's Fitzgerald. He can tie it. His backhand goes home. The Badgers have tied the game with back-to-back backhands on the breakaway.
They could have had a shot on net, but Kumlin decides to go back with it. It gets turned over. Watch the kick to the stick there. What a sweet play by Christian Fitzgerald, one of the guys we highlighted in the open. He kicked it from his right leg, literally through his legs. And again, as you mentioned, Tony, breakaway, they go to the backhand, they beat Nick Kempf. That's perfectly placed. Just
on the ice tonight, Notre Dame's 3rd, Wisconsin's 1. And here go the Irish for the first time, clipping at 31% coming in. It's been a real strength of theirs this year. Knuble's got it for Phoenix. He shoots and scores! Notre Dame is back in front. It's Pano Phoenix with his 2nd goal of the season.
Stairs. Phoenix back to Fisher. He gets it to Knuble, and then you see Phoenix just back into that bumper position. And because he backs up just a little bit, he gives himself a little more room to shoot.
Is the difference maker right now as Knuble has it taken away by Dick. Loose at the line. Palachuk comes out of there with it, and he ties the game. Picks a corner against Kempf, and it's 3-3. Joe Palachuk delivers for the Badgers.
I think you got to control the puck, and you're bringing it out. It's got to get out. And Cole Knuble had an opportunity. Then Master Domenico tried to jump on a loose puck. Couldn't get to it. So now you got 2 guys out of position. And Jimmy Jurasev, tried to come across and make the block. He couldn't. And that was a perfectly placed.
Behind the net it goes. Out for Dexheimer. He holds, gives it back. Tipped. Kemp the first save. Rebound, sprawling out. He gets a beat at the line. Comes out to center. Dick's on his way in. Power plays over. Kemp makes the save, and he'll get a well-deserved rebound. It was a great opportunity. Here's Palachuk. He's got all kinds of real estate. Oh, he hit the post. No, it's in. The Badgers lead. 2nd goal of the game for Joe Palachuk, and it's the first lead of the night for
From Nick Kempf on that 5-on-3. There you see Slager without his stick. He'd made a block earlier, and there you see his twig just off to the left of the goaltender. And then a little later on, that was the stick of Danny Nelson that got exploded out of his.
To 11 in second periods this year. They're plus 13 in the second period and plus 22 overall. Yeah, it's great that it's up there.
Oh, yeah.
And like you said, you can barely see it if you're not looking for it.
Oh, look at this.
Werner takes it away. He's got Ali with him. Evan Werner looking to tie, and he does! Evan Werner with his 2nd goal of the night, and this game is tied.
Watch number 2, tries to make the move. The puck bobbles, he loses it, and Evan Werner makes him pay. Well, that's a great shot. He scored the 1st Irish goal tonight. He scores the 4th. And he ties this hockey game. Perfectly placed just over the blocker of Daniel Hauser. Not a lot of room there, but
They've exceeded that. They came into this weekend in 6 Big Ten games. They've lost them all, having scored just 7 total goals. As Palachuk holds this in, shot in front, rebound, and the Badgers are back in front. Ryan Botterill cleans it up, and it's 5-4 Wisconsin.
Nick Kemp would like to have that back. I've seen a couple of pucks tonight come out of his glove. Chuck, who has 2 goals, gets the shot. That's a turnover by the Irish, and that's a routine save. I mean, that shot from 65 feet out didn't have a lot of velocity. It bounces out of the glove. Botterill jumps right on
in the circle. Gets it. Oh, a glove came off. Knuble will shoot, and Hauser does just get a piece, and it goes up and out.
He has to evade the glove. Maybe a stick came out. Oh, that was a high.
Was the Irish leading goal scorer before the night started. Finds Nelson, tried to feed the middle for Werner. He couldn't get one through. Now they have the puck. Finley across the line, shoots for the empty net, and the Badgers lead by 2.
Well, a good job by the Badgers to pressure the puck. I mean, he's on the 6-4 lead. Here's the pressure, the turnover, and yeah, he was short of the red line when he shot that.
6 on 4.5 if the Irish can gather it. Instead, Finley's got it out through center for Tassi. He's all alone, and the exclamation point goes. The Badgers are going to get their 11th win of the season, and it's going to come from behind. They trailed 2-0, and we talked about done a lot of good things, and still against number 2 team in the country wasn't enough tonight. I'm curious to see how both teams respond tomorrow. Wisconsin will improve to 11-2-2. The Badgers take game 1 against Notre Dame. Mike Hastings watches his team come from behind, and look at that, 50th win. In the 4 starts prior to being benched before the series against Michigan State, Pulver came in, got a pair of wins on the road, did not look as sharp last night. Second rounder of the Islanders a couple years ago. Centers the top line for Notre Dame as Quinn Finley's in, and he lights the lamp. And less than 4 minutes in, the Badgers have the opening goal.
Badger leading scorer last year with 20 of them. Off to a slow start this year, but uses that screen.
So Kuhlman will drive it around. Schultz comes down to hold it in. Taken away. Wisconsin again has a chance. Tipped in front. They've got their second. Oh, the 4th line comes through.
Yedela puts it at the net. Deering gets his stick in the way, and
Badgers lurking, hunting that 3rd goal. You can tell they're looking for a knockout punch here in the opening period. 3 is such a tough mountain to climb. Then Dexheimer, another time at no stick for Ali, and Dexheimer makes him pay. It's 3-0 Wisconsin. Ali is upset. He thought there should have been a penalty.
play come. You get a look at it right here. It was right there. Botterill really just knocks the stick out of Ali's hands, and then Dexheimer, knowing that a defender in front of him doesn't have a stick.
Just moments ago, and now Hensler will backpedal into his own end. Gavin Morrissey, talented sophomore, stops up. Jursev took a spill, sends it across to Osborne. He's got space. Montgomery scores on the back door. What a feed and what a finish. As in the last 6 games, so as of late they've been dominant. They won last night's 4-1. As if they needed any more help leading 4-0. This is their period.
Clearly a penalty.
It's great work in the replay room. Now Knuble has a chance in front. There you go. Danny Nelson scores on the redirection, and the Irish are on the board. We talked a lot about how they've shuffled that first line. Well, Ali went out with the misconduct, so someone had to fill that void as Botterill's in. Chance to wrap around. Oh, it's onto the stick of Horbach, and he scores just 10 seconds later. Here's that camera.
I think it's worth it, one way or another.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, let's see if it comes out. This is where the question is. Does it come out here?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great call. That's out.
Yeah, I mean, you see the white between, you see the puck come across.
After video review, Notre Dame's challenge is successful. The play was offsides. No goal.
pinching down, holds it in. Wow, good work in the corner, skates his way behind the net, being worked on by Dashiell Oliver. His feet never got through, still loose. Out it comes for a one-timer, and it goes home. Aiden Dubinsky lights the lamp, and now the Badgers have their 5th.
Dubinsky saw the opening on the backside. All the Irish on the one side, and Schermerhorn not able to get over there in time to get his stick on that puck. And I think it's not black and white.
Okay.
I mean, it's really hard to tell sometimes.
Of course, it's a hard job down there. Williams to Mazzotti to start the breakout.
I was gonna say, he's trying to get an assist here in his probably longest playing time maybe of his career. Stretch it probably will be tonight.
Certainly over the course of the next few weeks, as this one's in front, backhanded in. Axel Kumlin on the rebound, and the Irish have their 2nd. Go back 1 frame, freeze there, right, go back. Back 2 frames, and it's gonna be all the way out. One more, back. I'm telling you, it's out right there.
Yeah, right there.
After review, Wisconsin challenge was successful. The play was offsides. No goal. The game clock will be reset to 14:37.
After that first period and those goals, he just had a feeling that Pulver was struggling a little bit, goes to his guy that he started the season with, and that has just worked out perfectly for him since then.
2 assists tonight for Osborne. Gets him up to 8 points on the season. As this puck is taken away, and Horbach's got a chance to go in alone. Here he comes on Williams, makes the first save, kicks out the second.
Good stick there from Horbach, trying to, I believe, get his first 2-goal game of his college career. I love the back pressure from Paul Fisher. Made him maybe shoot that a little earlier than he wanted to, but a great save.
Freshman sends it out high for Phelan. Tried to play it for himself off the wall. Got it to Deering, who's charging in on net. Tries to get to his backhand. No. Delayed penalty. The puck's in. Pietila scores, and the Badgers have their 6th.
Reverse rolls this time. That great keep-in by Phelan there, and then Deering goes to the net. Good play by Williams, poking that puck with his stick, but Pietila does the right thing. He stays in the area. That puck comes to him, and he wastes no time. Williams actually lost his stick there, too. That's what you're hoping can happen here.
Yeah.
For Notre Dame.
Let's get back to it in a second, because
Yes.
Tolk's got a chance for a breakaway, looking for the 7th, and he dangles it home. What a finish! Tyson Dick buries it, and the Badgers have put the cherry on top.
That was a slick point of the weekend. I believe he had 2 assists last night. Tyson Dick, 2 assists on those Palachuk goals. Makes a nice move, backhand, back to his forehand. Able to tuck it just over the pad. Great look here. Oh, he goes wide and beats him.
They've outdone themselves tonight.
Well, they can feel the frustration at the other end, and they're taking advantage.
Fleming shot loose, rebound Mazzotti, he scores! Notre Dame gets back on the board. With 6 minutes to go, Sutter Mazzotti has his 7th goal of the season.
And you were worried there might not be enough goals tonight. That's at the pro level coming up. It's because of this type of play, going to the net, being good with his. A lot of people think that Nick Kemp will be this, at least get the shot to be the #1 guy. I mean, it's such a short tournament. You never know what can happen, but I think it's an opportunity for him, you know, to go out.
There's the 8th, another goal for the Badgers. This time it's Finn Brink. He has his 2nd of the year.
Rebound for Finn Brink, his 2nd, comes out from behind the net. No, I mean, 2nd rink, that is fantastic. But I just think it's going to be great for hockey. More eyes can be on it because you're playing.
Oh, Morrissey hit the post, and the rebound's loose, and Tassi has a 9th. Wisconsin is just unrelenting here in game 2.
Christian Fitzgerald are the 2 guys now that have been here for 3 years that came along with Coach Hastings. Both struggled mightily last year to find their scoring touch. Both producing at a higher level this year.
In the end, Wisconsin dominates the weekend in South Bend. They sweep the Irish, and they'll go into the holidays with all kinds of momentum. The Badgers have their 12th win.
Top line centers, toe-to-toe. Michigan wins the opening puck drop, and we're underway in round 2 of this intrastate matchup. Cole McKinney is broken up as he tries to enter the zone, and now comes Gavin O'Connell. Gavin O'Connell takes a shot, save by the right pad of Ivan Kovic, and it's last night without allowing a goal. This is a great look right here by Gavin O'Connell, could not find the back. Right now, a chance. Michigan is yet to get a shot on net this game. Michigan State, a chance for maybe a shorthanded opportunity. A shot, saved by Ivan Kovic, rebound just wide. 22 seconds left on the power play. Michigan enters in another stick, deflects a puck. Now Rayo Mullen at the point. Park with space, saved by Augustine. Park catches it.
They're gonna wanna pick those numbers up a little bit.
TJ Hughes to Michael Hage. Michael Hage has space, down Broadway, drops for Horkoff, he buries it! Hughes, Hage, Horkoff. They all pick up a point, all tied for the nation's lead in points, and Michigan goes up 1.
Movement of the puck there. Hage comes in, slots it behind his back, and just a smash in the top left corner. What a beautiful goal for the Wolverines.
Fantilli gets there first, and Baskel clears, keeps the zone. Riker Lee, the Predator, off crossbar, trying to score on his future teammate.
12 saves on the night.
Shouty, both Shoutys on the ice for Michigan State, Travis and Tiernan. Here's Tiernan, and Ivan Kovic catches it, slows things down, lets everyone catch their breath. Barnhill, one more shot. Ivan Kovic saves, tries to cover up the rebound. Tommy Ministo enters with speed. Final 5 seconds. Geary will try one towards the net. Ivan Kovic snags it. 2.2 left of 4-on-4 play to start this second period. A little more open ice, although the shots have not really been the issue for the Spartans. It's just getting past that goaltender. Michigan back on offense, puck still at the stick of Ernestine. Shot from Barnett, save and cover up by Trey Augustine. Stalling for time, evading Lindstrom. He falls, but on his back, moves the puck to Perron, right in front. Great chance there for TJ Hughes. Good save by Augustine. Sturbach to Vansagi. Vansagi for Lee. Lee with space, shoots off the crossbar yet again. That's the second time Riker Lee has hit crossbar and out of play.
And he's gonna want that one back for sure. Had an opportunity to tie it up.
Is Hughes taking his time, back to Hage. They set screens. Horkoff in the bumper, shot saved by Augustine. Last second snow cone save by the veteran tender to get down low and then back to Horkoff in that power play. And they did just that. Augustine. Perron keeps the zone. 25 seconds left on the power play. Hughes, backhands. Shot in front, Horkoff had an open net. Saved by Augustine right at the red line.
Save by Augustine. As we take another look here. Taps it in and just able to.
Will Horkoff now enters, centers one, Spence in front, missed. Tried to bank it off of Augustine and could not do so. And now the left, that left post.
Pulls it back.
Gets a little deep in Michigan State's territory. Michigan tries to change back in position. Vansagi towards the net. Left pad save, Ivan Kovic. Vansagi in front. Ivan Kovic strong yet again. Again, second of 4 matchups between these squads. They will play in Ann Arbor and then Detroit later this season. The match in Detroit rotates, whether it's a Michigan State home game or a Michigan home game. In front, Spartans score! Ivan Kovic allowed a rebound, and Michigan State finally breaks through.
And an absolute surprise of a goal for the Wolverines.
50 seconds left in the period. Michigan State back on offense. Martone and Stramel. Martone tries. Ivan Kovic saves with his blocker. 17 seconds remaining in the second period. Sturbach enters to Martone. In front, off the post, off Ivan Kovic, all around the net. And Michigan escapes. This rivalry means so much to both these squads. And there will be a victor after this 20 minutes.
The Spartans, towards the end of that second period, were playing a lot cleaner and a lot less emotional. We saw a lot of emotion coming into that second period. Few fights, few penalties.
Romani, the goal scorer, finds the second. Michigan State through the 5-hole, goes up 2-1 on the road in Ann Arbor. Malcolm Spence. Michael Hage, one-timer, Dakota Rayon Mullen across the red line. Down low, Hughes in the slot, blocked by Basgall. Now Fantilli, one-timer, just misses the far post. Michigan unable to connect to enter the zone. Now here's Van Sagi, centers, in front, just missed high. Stramel had a great opportunity one-on-one with Ivan Kovic. Here's Lee, has some space, niffs, shifts, and Ivan Kovic covers it up. Lee could not get around the puck. Had a chance there, evaded a defender, could not get the puck on net with 4:58 left in the third. 2-1 Spartans. Their final prayer, Michael Hage. Horkoff back in that bumper with Shifsky causing traffic. Horkoff a one-timer, and Augustine saves off his glove, out of play. 140, 100 seconds remaining. Michigan State just needs a centered puck into Michigan's. Jaden Perron. Hage drives in front. Shifsky, Horkoff, saved twice. Spartans haven't cleared. Will Horkoff, held by Stramel, and a chance for the Spartans. They evade Robertson. All alone is Martone. He finishes it. Empty netter, Porter Martone. And time runs out. Michigan State, after dropping last night's game 3-0, comes into Ann Arbor.